in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty king of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty all picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking money.
A shirt, we smoke a little weed, we're winning a little bit of money, and I let these bitches off the hook Sunday because I went to a wedding, drank a half bottle of some really good whiskey, and Sharpie don't drink, so I puked all Sunday, and every guy I started to draw up fucking went over that day. But guess what? Life's a bitch and you marry one. We're 2-0 since Saturday, and we don't plan on stopping, guys. So let's get to the fucking monies. We will have Ribeyes with Mikes, of course, as every Tuesdays. That's where we do talk hitter props. And I'm going to talk me some pitching props. Let's talk the first guy on the board. Nick Lodolo versus the Mariners, striking people out this year at 11.5%. Yikes. Walking people, though, 1.5% of the time. Open them up 5.5, even money on DraftKings. It's still the same price. Pitching out 17.5, minus 125 to the over, and his earned runs are 2.5, minus 145 juice to the under. Projected lineup is 8 righties, 1 lefty. This is a spot last night that I thought I wanted to hammer, guys. That it was like, this is going to be a hammer spot. As the Mariners over the last 184 plate appearances versus lefties, which the ideal number for me is 200, so we're fucking almost there. They're walking at an elite clip, yet striking out 30% of the time with a bottom 10 isolated power. As we look at Lodolo's metrics, we see he is around league average in zone contact and a guy, guys, who's in the zone more than league average. So we run this projected lineup for zone contact, and be it this year or last year's numbers, we do have one kid in the lineup. But we have 6 of 8 guys who are worse than league average, like I said, whether it's this year or last, and the top 4 projected being bad in both years. Now we get a Mariners tax on Lodolo, as he is 0-3 to the over after being a 5.5 the first 2 weeks and a 4.5 last week. Yep, here we are with a 5.5 again. Now, if we look at these teams he's played, guys, he's played the Giants twice and the Brewers, who are both right around league average when it comes to zone contact. So all in all, this seems to be a fire-away spot on Lodolo. Yet I go look at his velocity and his spin, and his fastball and curve velocity is down 1 mile per hour, as well as 100 RPM. Yet his changeup is also down velocity, but his spin is way down, which is actually a good thing for a changeup. The less spin, the more action it has on that pitch. So can we trust Lodolo to be who he was, or is this the newer version? Because I wanted to smash this over. I was like, man, can you even run this lineup versus his pitch mix? And the more I looked at it, I'm like, he's walking people he ate. And if that's how you get to the Mariners, when I've lost to the Mariners this year, it's been with DeGrom, it's been with Job, and it's been with Ray. All 3 have walked 3, 4, 5 fucking people in a game. If you're going to walk that many people in a game, you're not going to have a shot. So when I run this pitch mix versus this projected lineup, I come up with 7 on a bad day. And if I wanted to take a dart throw, take it on the 10. So we've got the wiggle room at the 5.5. I like 1.5 more strikeouts projected. Then if shit goes sideways, we still cash that 6. And as I was going to smash it for a full unit, as yesterday I went full on Dustin May, this is going to have to be a half unit type spot. It's the velo and the spin that is a concern to me. I have to pay attention to it, but this is also a get right spot for him. So give me this lineup, and I will be going a half unit on Lodolo strikeouts overs. And I gotta leave the full unit alone because the metrics. I gotta listen to that. But his changeup, which is his out pitch versus right-handed batters, and we're looking at 8 righties, 1 lefties, is nastier than it has ever been. So Lodolo to the moon and back. As we're going to talk about things, guys, taxes today. We just talked about the Mariners tax. There's games going on right now where we're not seeing taxes, where there should be a tax, and that shit we got to pay attention to. And this is the next one on the board. Merrill Kelly at the Marlins, striking people out at a whopping 10% clip this year, while walking people at an alarming 13%. Morning line 4.5 minus 115 on FanDuel. It's now minus 118. Pitching out 17.5 minus 155 to the over, whereas earned runs are at a 2.5 minus 175 to the under. Projected lineup is 6 lefties and 3 righties. 3 games this year, Mr. Merrill Kelly has had, and he hasn't got a fucking break. He opened versus the Orioles, then went to the Yankees, and then the Cubs. Now, I mean he can't get a break because I've used whiff for this man in the past. And just like last year versus bottom 5 whiff teams, if not on a back-to-back, he was 3-1 to the over, yet only averaged a strikeout per inning. Now, when we look at the bottom teams of whiff this year, we see the Yankees, where he got the crap kicked out of him and ended with 2 strikeouts. Well, Sharpie, how the fuck did you start off with him having just 3 bad matchups, just not a good break? You will hear me time in and time out tell you I will never bet a pitcher the next day after a guy has a career day. Zach Gallen went out there and 13-packed them bitches the day before. You think Merrill Kelly was going to get some? Nah. Laws of average say these guys adjust. They're professional hitters, guys. Yamamoto had a career day. Did Roki hit the next day? No. And I can probably pull up 2-3 more off the top of my head this year. You never back a guy the next day after a guy has a career day. It's just gonna clip you. I'm telling you, I've done this shit more often than not. Now, I left him alone that day, guys, due to the role that I have. Gallen had himself a career fucking day. And when that happens, that's fine. When we go look at the other 2 games, the O's who are about league average and the Cubs who are top 4 in the league at not whiffing. So now we get the Marlins, who are bottom 7 in the league at whiffing about 1.5% more than league average. Now, the reason why I have Kelly on here, guys, was because of the matchup. He's had not been in a good matchup all year long. As velo's fine, his spin rate's fine. And when we run this lineup for whiff, depending on the year, we have 5 of the 8 or 5 of the 9, depending on, because we do have a kid who are worse than league average or whiffing. And you know, guys, I will say it 100 times. I need 2/3 of the lineup. And with how many lefties are projected, I can't think of budging on the 2/3 of the lineup. As last year, he struck lefties out at an atrocious 14.5% compared to 28% from the right-handed side. We are projected 6 lefties in this lineup. In 2 of the 3 righties I have as dead spots if we're going to go by whiff this year and last year. So I think 5 is right. I really do. I think he's 6 innings, 5 strikeouts is what he lands on. And unless they take the bottom part of this lineup out, or they're not going to take Edwards out, they're not going to take Lopez out. Can they get this Wagaman kid or Hicks out? Because those are the other 2 question marks. But the meat of the order, you're going to get 3 of the top 4 3 times. You're going to get those 3, maybe even 1 more. So I'm telling you, 5, 6 is the number. They have it right. And where I thought I was going to get in on a matchup due to him having bad prior matchups, his velo's fine, his spin's fine. It is a spot to back Kelly, a buy low spot on him if you're looking to bet him, as this is one of those places where he's not being taxed. We've got a team striking out at damn near 27% of the time, and we don't have a fucking Marlins tax, yet we just got a freaking Mariners tax on Lodolo, who hasn't had more than 4 strikeouts in a game. So if they're not going to tax, we need to pay attention. Not saying we go under. I think that number's right. I think he ends on 5 tonight if he goes 6 innings. Then there's another line out here, guys, that opened up last night, and I was like, oh, Lord, what the fuck is going on? Then we see Jesus Luzardo versus the Giants, striking people out at an amazing 36% clip while walking people 6.5% on the year. They opened him up last night, 5.5 minus 160 on DK. Now he's 7+ at plus 120 everywhere else. Pitching outs is 17.5 minus 150 to the over. Earn runs 2.5 minus 160 to the under. Projected lineup is 8 righties and 1 lefty. Luzardo gets the Giants where over their last 148 plate appearances, walking below league average. They're striking out 27% of the time, yet they're destroying the baseball with a 210 isolated power. Now, Luzardo looks to be a different man than we have come to be accustomed to. And that old person was still fucking good to bet on. But he is finally healthy. His injuries have always been his downfall, as his velocity is up 1 to 3 miles per hour on every pitch with the spin to match it. And when we look at Luzardo's metrics, we see he is better than league average at everything. But I like to look for chase, guys, because he is in the upper echelon of chase contact of starting pitchers. And if you want to chase, good fucking luck. As his best game this year was versus the Nationals, where he had 11, and they are top 4 in the league in chasing. So when I go run this projected lineup, be it for this year or last year, we have 5 of the 9 who are better than league average at not chasing. I like 2/3 of the lineup to point me in one way or the other, and it's pointing me to the under here. Yet we don't have 2/3, so it is what it is till it ain't. But the lean is definitely the under. And not going to be putting money on it, as the thing that did worry me is there was no Luzardo tax, guys. Minus 160 is heavy. It's steep. I get it. But still to open them up at a 5.5 there versus a team striking out versus a guy who's been dominating, that just doesn't add up, man. And if it don't add up, I got to figure it out. So when I go look for the chase is telling me what the books are telling me. Now, doesn't mean I'm going to go get it as I look to see who they face. And they face some fucking dogs this year, guys. Is Rodon got his ass kicked, but he still got 8 strikeouts, but it was on a moving day. Lodolo seen him twice. He pitched well. Strikeouts weren't there. And then Fram Diesel had a 9-pack while getting his booty cheeks handed to him, but that was on a moving day. What I'm getting at is these strikeout games have came against weaker lineups, moving day type lineups where it's not their everyday regulars. So the lean is the under here on Luzardo. I'm not going to bet it. I think Luzardo is definitely improving, and the 2 other dogs out there and freaking Rodon and Valdez got theirs. So wouldn't be surprised if he gets his. So it is what it is, guys. 5 of the 9 say they're not chasing, and that's enough for me to tell me I don't even want to look at the pitch mix. Do me a favor, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash the like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. Next on the board is Max Fried versus the Royals, striking people out this year 27.5% of the time, while not walking people at just 4%. Open them up 5.5 minus 152, and now it's at a minus 128 to the over. Steadily been coming to the under throughout the day. Pitching outs 18.5 minus 185 to the under. Earn runs 1.5 minus 170 to the over. Projected lineup is 7 righties and 2 lefties. Here we go, man. I haven't bet an under since the last guy got fucking 8 on me, but this is under or nothing for me. Fried gets the Royals, who have only 96 at-bats versus lefty this year, so really nothing much to take about it. But they're walking league average, striking out 23% of the time with a bottom 3 isolated power. That bottom 3 isolated power may be the thing that comes back and kicks me in the fucking nuts, but still it tells me I've got to go under here. When I look at Fried's metrics, he was worse than league average at zone contact and just 3% better than league average at chase contact last year, and pretty much throughout his career. So when we put that up to this projected lineup, Fried is going to have to be out there for 6+ innings, in my opinion, to hit this 5.5. As there is one guy who is bad at all, no matter what year, no matter which way you want to look at it, but still we have 6 of the 9 that are better than league average at zone contact and better than league average at Chase contact, whether it's this year or last year. So how the fuck do you get 6 strikeouts versus this team? By going 7, by going 8 innings. That's how you do it, guys. And if you're not hitting, you're definitely projected to be out there longer. So if he cooks me on this under, as I definitely have to wait for lineups to bet, but if he cooks me, it's because this fucker goes 7 innings and Jose Barrios me and gets it on his last batter type. But at the end of the day, this is a bad matchup for free strikeouts, and it's going to take, I think, 7 innings for him to get it. So I'm not the type to bet his outs prop at 18.5 at plus money and bet his K prop. Like, no, my thing is you lock in on what you think's going to hit. Yesterday, I was a pussy with Dustin May. I thought he was going to rack up them strikeouts. Did he? Yeah. Did Sharpie bet his strikeouts? No. Why? Because he let last week's Nationals game get in the fucking way. But he did bet him to record the win, and that did fucking happen as the Rockies suck monkey dick and can't get out their own way. And you know who else sucks monkey dick? This last guy on the board, guys. Kevin fucking Gausman versus the Braves. Which Kevin Gausman are you going to get? Striking people out this year at a 20.5% of the time. Walking people, though, at a good 4.5% clip. Morning line was 5.5 even money to the over. It's still the same. Pitching outs 18.5 minus 190 to the under, whereas earned runs are 2.5 minus 125 to the under. Projected lineup is 5 righties and 4 lefties. Fuck me running, guys, as it's good old Kevin Gausman and what seems like to be a dream matchup. As the Braves over the last 2 weeks, they are walking at a good clip, but it doesn't matter if a guy's only walking you 4% of the time. Yet they're striking out 25% of the time with a middle-of-the-pack ISO. And I ain't gonna lie, man. My record versus the Braves this year may be unfucking they're fucking pick-onable. Got him with Rasmussen the other night. Got him with Taj. We got him with Cease, Gausman. The matchups are there, guys. These guys are bums. Now, we go back, guys, and we look at Gausman from 23 to 24. He was the second worst drop in strikeout percentage for a starting pitcher in the history of baseball. And we look at his metrics, and this is a guy who lives in the zone better than league average, yet had some of his worst zone contact and chase contact numbers of his career. And it seems to be following him in his 3 games so far this year, guys, as his metrics still say the fucking same. And when I go look at this, guys, he does have this lineup here where at least 6 people are bad at zone contact and chase contact, as it's the Braves. And the metrics are, does it come down to this year's numbers or last year's numbers? Because if we're going to go by last year's numbers, because granted, there's only 3 weeks of baseball played, but they've seen some fucking good hitters over here, some pitchers. Their metrics say 5 of the 9 are better at zone contact than league average, where if we go by last year, it's 6 of the 9 are worse than league average. We go by chase contact, and it's 6 of the 9 all the way is favor of Gausman. So this, to me, guys, is what I thought was going to be an easy over, but the books are content not putting a tax on a team striking out, a guy coming off of a 10-pack, and versus, like I said, a team striking out. I'm not content running it, guys, unless I get 2/3 each way. Gausman cost me too much money last year. I hammered the bet under when I finally came across it last year, and there will be times. Can he hit the over here? Yes, it's the Braves. You're not going to see me on it, though. I can see the 5 guys that are good at zone contact this year, and I just named you 5 studs they faced in that time. So my thing with Gausman is look at it live. I've preached about him numerous of times. He doesn't use his splitter in bullpens or side sessions. He's afraid of getting blisters, so it's a field pitch. It's normally not there in the first. It can come in the second or the third. If that splitter is dancing in the first inning, get in fucking live. He will have himself a day. But you can tell if he has 27, 28 pitches, first inning, I'm going to be like, okay, this is Gausman. So I get it if you're on the over. As of right now, you're not going to see me on it, but you won't see me betting unders with the Braves. The Braves are not a fucking patient team, and they're not nothing I want to bet on. So right now, guys, I need lineups for the Fried under that I'm looking to bet. I need lineups for the Lodolo over I'm looking to bet. Life's a bitch and you marry one. Sometimes you don't get what you want. You get a 200-pound lady instead of a fine young Barbie. But other things that you get that you don't is you get fucking ribeyes with Mike here, fellas. A fucking thing where your mom's mom didn't know about, and now everybody wants to bet. A thing that I didn't even know was possible until he started talking about it. It's something to do with steaks, something to do with ribeyes, but at the end of the day, it's getting ducks on the pond home. And you know who fucking destroys ducks? Megalodons.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
Hey, that's a 70-foot shark. How you been, bro?
Brother. How you?
I know you've been busy with the weekend. I actually planned on popping on this week, and then I got so blacked out drunk that I didn't do shit Sunday. I called in work and said, I'm not coming in today. Fuck you.
It was a weekend, man. We had ourselves some time. We crushed it again on the UFC. Sunday was phenomenal, dude. I swept the board in baseball, and then I went 2-1 on some RBIs as well. So we're starting to heat up, man. We're starting to see the board incredibly well. I popped 2 RBIs yesterday. So it's ribeyes, man. It's red meat. I also enjoyed a delicious ribeye last night, and I remember thinking to myself after I was done, man, that was so good, I could eat it again.
Man, I could eat steak every day. Steak and potatoes. I'm content with that.
I went with rice and Brussels sprouts on this one here. It was a little change up here, a little summer selection, I guess, if you will. But how you been?
I'm doing well, bro. Finally seeing baseball well, bro. You know, the day I fucking took off of betting, I should have bet because every dude I drew up went over, and I was like, but I was just mentally, bro, my brain wasn't there. Hung the fuck over, puking. I was like, I feel like I'm forcing it. But no, Crochet does what he's supposed to do. Hunter Green does what he's supposed to do. King gets his 8th strikeout on the 8th or 9th last batter of a complete game. It was fun, you know. It was just good to sit back and watch baseball that day. But seeing the board well, man, even the ones I'm laying off and they go over, I'm not mad. I'm not even mad. I'm like, cool, that's fine.
Not surprised, you know. It always starts out sluggish. They got 100,000 games they play a piece, and
I say it every year. I should never bet the first 2 weeks of baseball, and I do it, and I bang my head on the fucking wall every year, and then the numbers come. After 2 weeks, I got my numbers. All right, motherfuckers. Yep. Now it's me versus you.
I usually don't fire off on the ribeyes until around May 1st. That's kind of the last few years there when we first started doing it. It was May 1st was kind of the time. We had a month's worth of data. Slowly move the needle back a little bit now, but we're starting to bake in here. We're starting to get some good numbers that we can use. We can start to see, you know, I spent a lot of time this offseason. Some guys will watch preseason, and I know you do your due diligence with the Black Book, and you know, I spent a lot of time trying to find the young up and comers, trying to find the new guys, because I think when you start seeing some of these, like you were just talking about Toronto with Gausman, I want to get on Austin Riley, but with all due respect, it's fucking crapshoot. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be Olsen? Is it going to be Riley? I mean, they're all priced around that. Plus Ozuna. Ozuna's another guy.
Albies tells me he's going to be the toughest out to him. When I look by the metrics, that's the one guy that says he ain't going to strike him out.
Yeah, and you know, so it's rolling the dice, I think, when you start to look at some of these, you know, squads, especially now with their inconsistency in hitting. But I do like some Albies. I do like some Riley. I almost got there with these guys, but I got a 4-pack. I think we're good. You know, speaking of the young guys, the up-and-comers, dude, did you see the other night? Crow Armstrong, man. I almost messaged you. I was like, dude, we talked about this guy in Japan. He was my first cut.
2 home runs on that game, I think, bro. I was watching that game.
2 jacks, man. And the second one, the first one hurt my feelings. And the second one ripped my heart out and fucking shit on it. I was like, dude, you were my first cut.
Hey, speaking of, I got to say this because it happened last night. I'm not a hitter's prop guy, but you'll hear me talk about one guy often. When Mookie Betts hits a fucking home run, you fucking get in line till he doesn't do it for 2 days in a row. I'm not going to be telling you what to bet. No, Mookie goes in clumps more than I've ever met anybody. And Mookie went yard last night, had a double after. Woo! I had to stay up till 12:30 because I had made to get the win. And there was 2 people on base every fucking inning after he left, bro. I was like, shitty balls.
The Dodgers are a lot of fun. They remind me of the Braves from a couple of years ago, right? Because you get Mookie, and yesterday I was at Mookie. Mookie was my spot. I put it out there on Twitter. I had Muncie the night before that, and then I also went to Will Smith. So instead of Crow Armstrong, I went to Will Smith.
Will Smith,
And,
8 for 11 with runners in scoring position this year. What the fuck?
But I had a nice little 3-game run going with RBI's 3-day run going, and then Will Smith shut it down and didn't get shit. Then last night, he lights the board on fire. So it's almost like when you see a guy and you start looking at the averages, I'm big on the numbers. I try to find the guys that, I'll look at those numbers and I'll ride that. If you're a 350 or a 400 hitter,
I thought we were talking about girls.
No, that's 380.
We were in the middle there, boy. I was like, ooh.
So, it's hard not to ride with a guy that you missed on the night before. But to your point with Mookie, yeah, he's a guy you ride until he bucks. That's the way it goes.
Hey, LJ's really good, bro, with popping these type of things right here, guys. When a guy goes over, this motherfucker knows what he does and who gets hot. It was Seager a few years ago. It's looking like Vladdy this year. Appreciate you, LJ.
What up, LJ? Shout out to all you guys in the chat. Smash that thumbs up for our guy Sharpie. I see Smokes up in here. Wine Times for all you guys, man. Appreciate all you guys rocking here. Ricky Bobby's up in here. John Prince. Cedric, let's go, man. It's bright as a motherfucker out here today, so my face is exceptionally glaring.
Let's get the baseball, my guy, because
let's do it.
Sharp.
Let's make this money. Let's get this thing. Let's pop off game number 1. I'm going to pop right into the Yankees. Big opportunity here, Kansas City. A little bit of a letdown for me yesterday. I was trying to get a nice money price tag with Fade and Cookie Carrasco, but he came through, and that is what it is. I'm going to look at this thing, though, as we pop into this lineup here today. We got Max Fried, Michael Waka Waka coming out there to make it happen, and the guy that I'm looking to pound away on today is going to be a little Goldschmidt. I got a new calculation in play here to kind of revamp this thing, and makes a lot of sense. We're just going to incorporate the overall stats from the pitchers. We're going to look at their last 7 days to see if they're hot or not. And we're going to look at the lineup. The lineup's obviously got to, you said it in the onset of the show or on the onset of the segment, that they've got to get on base or it's going to be difficult to bring them home. Now, Bobby Witt Jr. is like almost an autoplay. I like Salvador Perez, another great guy on the Kansas City side of things here. I'm not high on Aaron Judge. And, sound crazy as it may be, he came out firing early in the season, but, there's 2 guys that I'm just not fond of right now, Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. And, I see on Twitter some guy, I just was randomly scrolling through the other day and I saw some guys like, I catch 7 of my 8 legs and it was Ohtani that screwed me. And I was thinking, dude, the same thing happened to me like 2 weeks ago. You won't catch me on those guys, but give me some Goldschmidt, man. I forgot this guy came over to the Yankees lineup at the top of the season. And really nobody in the Yankees lineup has been hitting better than this guy over the last 7 days. He's got 9 hits on 22 at-bats. Is a tremendous number, really across all of Major League Baseball, with the sample size that we have there, right? You'll see a lot of guys have 3 hits or 4 hits or 5 hits, but then he's going up there against Waka, and this guy's got one of the most numbers of at-bats against the pitcher in this baseball lineup today. There's a couple of guys that have them just by a few more. We'll talk about a few of them, but 20 at-bats, the guy's hitting 250. Yesterday, I talked about fading away on the Boston Red Sox. Shout out to Nasty Nate, because I said, man, these guys are striking out at a 25% rate, but the reality is on the flip side here with Paul Goldschmidt against Waka, he's hitting at a 25% rate. And he's knocked in 5 ribbies to go along with it. So give me this guy at a plus 145. We got nice hitting weather. What a great day to have. We got a full baseball slate. We got the wind blowing out predominantly across all the stadiums, or at least somewhat left to right, slightly out. So it's like great hitting conditions. And the weather's starting to get a little bit nicer. Still a little early in the season, but great hitting conditions tonight down there in the Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Give me Paul Goldschmidt, plus 145. Goldie going to get us paid here to kick this card off.
I did check that the weather forecast for that. So it shows like there's a little storm that goes around the Bronx and like 45 minutes into the game. So can that change? Can that not? Yes, but that definitely favors the under I like on Fried.
Yeah, I get that too. And, I'm probably 6 hours ahead of the weather down there, 7 hours ahead of the weather down there. They were calling for rain all day today.
It is supposedly raining right now in New York. In the Bronx,
fucking blue skies, sun shining. Like I said, that's why it's so glary in my office today. So hopefully it dodges the bullet there. But Goldschmidt plus 145 seems like a great price tag to have for this guy. It's right in that sweet spot that we want to have. The plus 145 price tag, continues to be prevalent for us there. That's how they get paid. That's where they like to. That tells you the books are they're going to give you a nice tag, but they don't want to get smoked. And that's exactly what a plus 145 price tag tells you. And he's hitting in the 4 spot. So give it to him. He's got Cody Bellinger, Aaron Judge, and Ben Rice. How about Ben fucking Rice, man? This guy coming out and doing some things out there and projected to be the number 1 guy. We'll see if he gets that tag or not tonight, but no official lineup that I saw just yet. You might see something different than I do here, but
no, I don't think lineups are even out yet, and I don't look at Waka, so I really have no clue to say there. Waka.
0-2 with a 4.2 ERA and 8 walks. Okay, Waka, sign me up. Let's roll on. Let's talk about guy number 2. Let's go to Old Faithful here. We got another situation, kind of the same weather, I suspect. Guardians and Baltimore, this kind of mid-Atlantic wraparound there. You talk about the Bronx, and you got kind of Baltimore starts that mid-Atlantic kick. So hopefully we have similar weather patterns, almost 20 miles an hour winds. It should yield high runs, high probability for scoring. And we've got 2 of the better scoring teams to do it against 2 of the pitchers that like to let them do it. We're going to focus in on the Cleveland Guardian side of things. Ground Chuck is our guy. Ground Chuck, man. This guy, we talk about it. Ground Chuck, he earned his nickname because he puts more balls in play on the field, grounders, than anybody else in baseball, and they called him Ground Chuck because of it. So he's got 3 losses on the season, another guy with 8 walks, almost a 9 ERA. I mean, jeez. Walks. The guy's almost floating at a 2-pack. I mean, that's ridiculous. Now, there's a couple guys I look at with this lineup, and, I almost wanted to pull the trigger on Lane Thomas. He's sitting down there in the 5 spot. And then Rosicchio out there in the 9 position, as well as another guy that I've taken some flyers on when live bets. You talk about some live betting angles, and you can, if these guys go through the order the first time, you can really get some tremendous numbers. Even if they're in the 9 spot, they're going to hit probably 3 to 4 times anyways.
The way I'd be doing lineup, I like sitting there just sniping when a guy's going to strike out. It's like, you're due, motherfucker.
Give me a swing at it. And yeah, it's kind of the same thing when you see the bases get juiced up there and depending on what they have in the order. But the guy I'm looking at here, I wanted to get into Jose Ramirez business as well, but I got to go to a little Carlos Santana. He's got himself at a plus 180 price tag. Another situation that I'm looking for here, the last 7 days, 22 at-bats, 5 hits out there, puts him in the leader of the clubhouse across that Cleveland Guardian squad out there. And he loves Ground Chuck. He grinds it up into meatloaf, meatballs, hamburgers. It don't matter. The grill is cooking at Carlos Santana's house when Ground Chuck's out there. He's got 4 connections on 11 at-bats, but he maximizes those opportunities. He's hitting a 364 against Ground Chuck. He's got 3 ribeyes and 2 homers to boot. I was so close to Ramirez, but the thing with Ramirez, his last 7 days, he's only got 3 connections on 23 at-bats. So you got more connections on fewer opportunities with a better lineup against Ground Chuck. Give me Jose Ramirez to get on base and then Carlos Santana to knock his ass on in there to get us that capitalization. Plus 180. Plus 180. And if you want to tell you where the books are concerned, they've got Jose priced at plus 200. So they're telling you that they think Jose gets on base and Ramirez or Santana knocks him in there. So that's the way I read that card. That's the way I read that lineup. That's the way I want to get paid on pitcher number 2.
Man, plus 180 seems like my first wife. We just kept going on up, guys. The singler you get, the older you get, the bigger they get. Let me tell you.
The easier it becomes. All right, I told you guys about my affinity here with Crow Armstrong and my disgust for not capitalizing on this guy. I'm going to tell you another guy that I've been taking my eyes on here, and this is really somebody that's in the little black book for me with these young guys up and coming. It's Kyrie Paris. Los Angeles Angels. 23 years old. He went the Billy Bean route of getting into baseball. They offered him an opportunity to be a UCLA, Berkeley, whatever they are, Bears. I'm not sure.
Bruin.
Okay, seems like it's. I would have guessed Bears, but Bruins fine.
Berkeley's Cal Berkeley. That's in Oakland.
Hot campus. Talk about 180s. You don't get any 180s in there at Cal Berkeley.
They got thicker than a Snickers over there, baby. Let me tell you. Them ass cheeks, boy, are real.
But here's the deal. This guy was drafted second, 55th overall in 2019, and he decides, no way he's going to college. He's going right to the pros. He gets into Anaheim. He's playing in the minor league system. He's firing away. Has some decent success, but he transitions into the majors. And what's the problem? Well, the problem is this. It's pretty simple. When you're, if you're a pitcher, and right, I'm talking some pitcher numbers here, but you got stuff, command, and velocity. Three things that pitchers kind of look at from a working perspective out there. Well, no doubt when you get better and you go up into Major League Baseball, they're better at all three of those components. And so they talked about Kyrie after one of the seasons and they asked him what's going on. And he was like, I just don't feel like I have enough time. Shit's happening so fast that I can't react. And you can see it in his pitching or his swinging mechanics, right? So he drops that front foot. And when he drops the front foot, it's like a bad golf swing. This is why I can kind of relate to this. He drops the front foot, his hips get out of sequence, and his bat, because his bat's falling behind him, he's got to rotate those hips a little bit faster. His whole swing dynamics were off. What does he do in the offseason out there? He decides to one-up himself. He decides to go out to optimal power performance. It's almost like a UFC fighter that changes gyms. This guy changes up, goes into a full-fledged rebuild of his batting rotation. They projected at the start of the season this guy was not going to play on the Angels' big squad lineup. They were like, you got almost no shot, kid, but we'll give you a chance. But what they found is this kid was working in the workout room nonstop, gym rat, worked on explosive strength and durability, two things that are key for hitters. And now what's happened out there is his timing has picked up. His swing mechanics have gotten better. He's one of the best guys in the AL right now, smacking around out there. 20 at-bats, 6 hits in his last 7 days. I mean, this guy in 2023, 2024 was hitting at 110. He's now 368 with 5 homers and an OPS of 1.309. Not just does he have that 1.309 OPS, he got 5 stolen bases. I mean, it kind of has a little, I don't want to get overexcited, but it has a little feel like Ellie De La Cruz to some extent, where it's like this guy's confidence is sky high, and now he's stealing bases because of it, and that's just naturally going to generate more offense. So the price tag for this kid here, plus 270 for him to go out there and find a way to make it happen. And
I don't know which the number was when they said it or whatever, but I don't know if there was other people or he may be the only person. I'm not sure. First 5 games, 5 home runs, 5 stolen bases. And it's like, I went and looked him up. The guy changed his whole batting stance, changed everything up, shortened his swing, dude, this, that, and then batted 368 after that.
Yep.
And then now is carrying it into here. And it's like, oh shit. He's literally, when Mike Trout came on the scene, this is the same numbers so far. Granted, very small sample. Get it. But, dude, to be even compared to Mike fucking Trout is something. I don't care if it's fucking 2-3 weeks of baseball. You're being mentioned as, oh, this is how Mike Trout was when he came to our team.
The only knock I would say is he's in the 7 hole. But, you know, what are you going to do? You got a lot of guys in front of you. Taylor Ward, Renfroe, Mike Trout, Solar. All those guys are capable of getting on base to help him knock it home in the price tag with a guy that I think has got nothing but upside potential. The price tag's twofold. 1, the books don't really recognize who he is yet. And 2, he's in the 7th spot. So that Angels lineup, though, has certainly started producing. And a lot of that has to do with this guy being down there in the bottom, finding a way to turn things around and generate runs. So that's what we need. That's how we score in this business. And I got one more for you. I got one more guy. We'll knock this one out real fast here. Let's go to a game where I expect runs. I expect it's right down the street, too, more or less. We're going to look at the Nationals and the Pirates game. Well, I guess it's not. It's more in PNC Park than it is anywhere else here. Again, 20-mile-an-hour winds, though. I mean, we got hitting conditions across the pike today, and I'm not in love with Mitch Keller. The guy's got a 4.24 ERA. He does have 14 Ks. I'll give him that. He's got one of the more numbers of strikeouts on the card across the board today, but he's still got that 1.35 whip. And the guy that I got to look at in this lineup here is our friend Keibert Ruiz. Alex called James Wood in front of this guy. Here comes the switch hitter, and then Nathaniel Lowe. This lineup is loaded for bear on this Washington National side of things here. It could present some challenge if they ever decide to figure out how to play ball. That being said, though, again, what we're looking for, consistency over the last 7 days, 10 hits, 24 at-bats over the last 24 smackers. And, dude, this is another guy. If you look at him, like, if you watched him opening day against the Phillies, right? This fucking kid crushes a fucking heater all the way to Mars. I mean, Elon Musk was like, how did you get that thing that far, that fast? And the reality was it's his patience at the bat. I mean, it was 12 pitches deep before he knocked the shit out of that thing and generated that home run out there. And so you got a guy that's seeing the ball well. He's showing patience. And then last but not least, he's got the formula. He's got the experience against Mitch Keller. He's hitting a 333. He did not get an RBI. That was with a suspect shit lineup of Nationals prior to this year out there. I think Mitch Keller's in trouble today. I love the Nationals team total over as a bonus look, but I'm all in. I'm all in for a little Keibert Ruiz plus 140 for me. I wish the tag was a little bit higher, but I understand why it is the way it is here. He's in the 3 spot. He's going to get at least 4 at-bats. He's got the most success of anybody on the lineup for the Nationals. That's going to be the way that we bring her home, Sharpie. If you want to talk Dodgers, I like Hernandez and Freeman. But
we're talking the old Dodger, Kipper Ruiz, bro. So, a lot of people I love him, but you're not going to get to be a catcher on the Dodgers when you have Will Smith and Austin Barnes there. It's it's a 2-person spot. And seniority rules, they just paid Will Smith. He may be the best catcher in baseball all the way around right now. But
Will Smith can fuck all the way off after screwing me the other night, dude. That was the last leg of monster parlay. I hate to say that too. I got some round robin action on it too. But
you're probably not getting no love on Will Smith nowadays either, though, man, because it's he is the one guy who's probably the best in baseball with runners and scoring. 8 for 11 with 3 sack flies. Get the fuck out. This dude is smashing. But Kipper Ruiz's chase contact is amazing. It's up there with Luis Arias. He can battle. And if you can battle versus a guy who's going to only throw you 2 different pitches pretty much, I like the Kipper look. Oh, good old Kipper. I see Abel on Tommy Tanks, bro. That's his name. He is no longer Tommy Edmonds. It's Tommy Tanks. Tommy Tanks.
You schooled me on that the last time we were together. I said, I like a little Edmund action out there too. There's so many great opportunities today with this wind conditions the way that they are. I think there are some trappy spots though. I was looking down the lineup at that Tigers and Brewers spot out there. Guy that kind of made that just missed for me was Christian Yelich here. This is a guy that's got almost more at-bats than anybody across the Major League Baseball lineup today against that pitcher. So a ton of familiarity. He's got 10 RBIs on the season, ranks him number 40th. A bunch of them were multi-run spots, though, so because Turang and Churrillo get involved there as well. So a couple other looks for you guys to consider, but I love this 4-pack, Sharpie. I am jacked up to see these boys get through for us. And I think we, all things considered, we got some really nice tags. We got plus 140s. We got the 270 and the 180. And Jesus, even though it's a young buck in Paris, man, I like that plus 270 probably more than the rest of them. So for what it's worth, it was, I thought a lot of fun to break down the hitting lineup today.
Okay, real quick, because I broke down and talked a bunch. There's so many other guys I have to look at and stuff today, too. Okay, one quick thing. Verlander. FanDuel has him to 5.5. Every other book says 4.5. The last time we didn't pay attention to the past history, it went the way the books were saying. They're paying attention to the past history on FanDuel, so the lean is over there just strictly off of reading the line. Now I actually have to do the work because FanDuel's pointing the way. And I'm definitely looking it over with Flaherty with the amount of chase that's in Milwaukee's lineup. If you give me 2/3 versus that chase contact, elite type stuff, I'll run me some Jack Flaherty. He's on 5 days, 6 days. It's not 4. So I'll definitely look to back him there as well. But Shota, I wanted to go under, but there's no love there. He just faced him 2 weeks ago and got 4. And my motto is on back-to-backs, which that's a back-to-back situation for me, is if they go low, you got to go high. And if they go high, you got to go low. And I'm not wanting to go high versus the Padres, so I'll just let it go and leave it be. I think it's right. Bro, 4.5. I don't think he gets 4, but life's a bitch and you marry one, and it would be the merry one when I get there. So once lineup comes out, I'll drop my action as always, guys. Appreciate you all for tuning in. This is a show where we don't give out freaking picks. We literally give out fucking bet. Mike's pulling up fucking shit from 3 weeks ago of a parlay that lost that he's talked about every week now, okay? You don't think he bet that shit? If you bet it, you don't let that shit go. That shit angers you. It makes you mad. It makes you blinded at times too, bro, because that's why I didn't even want to look at Verlander. That's why I didn't want to bet May's strikeouts yesterday, because what happened the last time I bet. Gambling, guys, erase the memories of the past. Erase the fucking anything you could think about. Just erase it. It's a blank slate. Books want you to think. Don't overthink. Mike, let them know what you got going on, where they can find you.
My man. It was a lot of fun, like I said, breaking down the hitting slate today. So thanks for having me on. You'll find me over at Sports Money. We got this YouTube channel popping, man. We got shit popping every single day. Hey, I know we're talking baseball here. Something fun I put together. Check this out, Sharpie. We're down to the last 3 days of the NHL season, and then they'll start the playoffs here. But we do have a milestone report that I put together. Players approaching 20 goals and players approaching 30 goals. 8 guys were in play last night. 4 of them got their mark for over 12.5 units. There's 11 guys in play today tons of unit opportunities. So check out our YouTube page over there at Sports Money and follow us at Sports Money Wins on X. Be in the know anytime we drop best bets, plays, RBIs, videos, content, all the rest. Sharpie, I love seeing you when we get together on the Saturday shows, and we're going to do it Friday this week. Friday for the PFL, we'll have a little live stream. So if you're around, come join us.
Appreciate you as always, man. And what we got to do, bro, we got to do this Tuesday one on both of ours. So I have no problem shooting them your way as well, bro. They got to make these people see it. So from now on, we'll do the double stream one. So you get your action over there well on Tuesday. So
let's go. We're
going to make it happen, bro. Fuck the bookies. Fuck them other people too. Yeah. And until next time, guys, let's fucking keep winning, bro. Fuck them all.